Oh, share my friend. Oh, that thank you in Yoruba. Now, for real, I really want to fucking sing, brother. 1 2 1 2. How you guys doing? Yore mi, kilo de Sasuke. Come back home, brother. Don't leave me all alone. You are my dream. Don't be a baka. I just speak Japanese. Whoa, this not the best song. Sasuke, Sakura want to see your shiny face. She want to see you. Me too, and this other guy named Sai. Don't go away. There's this other game named Yamato. We know you Davis because your brother he called you a failure. Hey, let's go the distance. But first, let me shop some food like Pande Yam and Egusi. But Sasuke, you are my Indomie. Yoremi, kilo de Sasuke. Come back, oh, brother, leave Orochimaru alone. That man's a snake. Don't be a baka. I just speak Japanese. Oh, this not the best song. Oh, she my friend. That thank you in Yoruba. Oh yeah, Sasuke, maybe come back, oh. Hey, yo, 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 yo. Oh, don't mind me singing, my G. Don't mind me singing. Just enjoying life because today is Sunday, 1st of June, yeah? 1st of June, you get me. After 7 days, I'm done with school. I'm done with school for real, bro. So I was just enjoying myself, singing. Okay, by the way, before I do any other stuff, go on YouTube. Let's see if this shit. YouTube, bro. I know. Okay, it is okay. Yeah. You're me. Come on, G. Properties. Okay. You're me. Kilo de Sasuke. Come back, oh, brother. Don't leave me all alone. You are my dream. Don't be a baka. I just speak Japanese. Whoa, this not the best song. Sasuke. Sakura want to see your shiny face. She want to see you. Me too. And this other guy named Sai. Don't go away. There's the other game named Yamato. We know you Davis because your brother he called you a failure. Hey, let's go the distance. But first, let me show some food like Pandenya and a goosey. But Sasuke, you are my Indomie. Yoremi, kilo de Sasuke. Come back, oh, brother, leave Orochimaru alone. Tama's a snake. Don't be a baka. I just speak Japanese. Whoa, this not the best song. Oh, share my friend. That's thank you in Yoruba. Nah, basta. Let me watch. I'll give this takeout experience and oh, my bad. Can't watch because of the rebounds of my mic and my speaker. No, yeah, speaker. It's called speaker. Let me put my earphone, my wired earphone. That I stole from my sister. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Let's see if I can enter. Yeah. Okay. Done. Ma?
You dey online?
Yes?
Ah.
Yes, why?
Which music you dey sing?
Ah, I'm singing one beautiful music I like singing.
Na you sing? Na you?
No, I saw it for this thing online. So learn it.
Okay, you learn it.
Yes.
Because I wan tell you, before you start to dey sing, you go write am first.
Okay, how about that?
You understand? You go write am, you go look. You understand?
Yes.
Or if you dey sing am, you go dey read am.
Yeah.
Not be say you go stop.
No, because I was thinking, because I forgot the lyrics. So I forgot.
So you go write them down. Learn. Yeah.
Yeah.
You chop a and egusi.
You self, mommy.
I feel bad whenever restaurants give me multiple forks because they expected me to share this. They don't know I'm just gonna chomp down by myself. Nashville, hot chicken and waffles, power slaw, honey, drizzled biscuit, fried chicken sandwich. This is butter, it's a little weird. Bruh, kind of sticky from the honey. Let's go. You know, I'd say this tastes 3 times better than the Chick-fil-A biscuit sandwich. I love the attention to detail too. Some flaky salt on top. And you can see the biscuit is super flaky. Great job with mixing the dough. You have to get the butter and the flour not fully incorporated to get like dough like that. To wash that down, get a bite of the power slaw. It looks a little too green, scaring me a little bit. It might look green, but it tastes like mayonnaise, so it comforts me a lot. A lot of vinegar in it refreshes the taste after fried chicken. Butter is kind of difficult to manage. This is called a butterfinger. Spread it all over. It's my bedroom, okay? I can do whatever I want. So put this on top. More of that syrup. Boom, this place to bite. I just realized this is honey and strawberry butter, which surprisingly works really well with the Nashville hot chicken seasoning. I much prefer the chicken and waffles with bone-in chicken is much juicier, and the biscuit is a little chewy. I'll give this a 7 out of 10, and this is an 8.8. But overall experience, 8.3. I highly recommend Sweet Chick. You should check it out if you're ever
Onto the double dollar sign category. Today for lunch, I'll be feeling a sandwich, and if you ask me what is the most overrated sandwich,
This is going to be a little weird, but let's take a look at the worst possible path you can take as an artist. Because unfortunately, that's the path that most artists will take without even realizing it. But if you recognize yourself at any point in what I'm about to describe, don't worry. I'll show you exactly how to get back on track. I've been teaching art professionally for many years now. I've mentored hundreds of students, worked at different studios, and I've seen the same patterns over and over. Talent isn't what separates successful artists versus struggling ones. No, it's the path they choose. And unfortunately, most will choose the worst one. So let's see what that looks like exactly. The first step on the worst path is, well, never posting or just never sharing your art because it's not good enough yet. But meanwhile, completely missing what people want to actually see. This is probably one of the most common ways that artists sabotage themselves. They'll create art in a bubble, never really testing what resonates with people, never learning what works and what doesn't. They think that if they make it just perfect enough, people will magically discover and love it. But here's the reality. You need to figure out what your audience responds to, like what subjects grabs people attention, what gets them to stop scrolling, because a loose sketch of the right subject will often get way more engagement than a polished painting of something that nobody cares about. And well, the only way to figure that out is to keep testing the waters constantly, posting regularly, seeing what hits, what falls flat. Because we're artists, we're entertainers, and if we're not entertaining people, then we're failing. So the better path would be to post regularly, even if your art isn't perfect. Every post will teach you a little something about what people want to see. And then from there, you can track engagement, what falls flat, what people comment on, course correct based on real feedback, not what you think people will like, because most of the time you'll get it wrong, but what you know people will like based on what they've communicated with you. But that's not the path we're on. Let's continue on the worst path. So the second step on this path will be to stick to the same subject, same style, same like comfort zone. Basically creating art that is boring. Artists on the wrong path just keep drawing the same things that everybody else is drawing, never really trying anything new. And this is obviously bad because here's what happens. The longer people have been looking at art, the more they've seen. And so your audience kind of gets harder to impress over time. The better path, of course, would be to not be boring. Do more research, push your ideas a little further, make something that hasn't been done 1,000 times before. Not being boring is hard, but being boring is a dead end. So pick your path carefully. Of course, I'd recommend this path, but let's take this one once again. Now, here's where artists really start sabotaging their future, jumping straight to advanced techniques without practicing the basics. They want to draw or paint like their favorite artist immediately, so they're gonna skip learning perspective, anatomy, value, color theory. They try to copy advanced work without really understanding why it works. Kind of like trying to write a novel before learning the grammar. But I get it, it looks more fun to just start painting. And the better path would be to learn the fundamentals first, or at least as soon as you run into something that you're struggling with. Learning perspective, anatomy, color theory, storytelling, design, etc. Of course, it's not as sexy as like painting epic fantasy scenes, but it's the foundation that everything else is built on. It's what will allow you to paint epic stuff. This path doesn't look too inviting, let's take it. Alright, here's a more subtle one maybe, but one that will slow your progress down to a crawl. It's basically going through life with your eyes closed. Metaphorically, artists on the wrong path will see the same thing as everything else, but fail to observe anything. They'll walk past something that has incredible lighting. Maybe sitting in a cafe, they'll see somebody with like a really cool pose, maybe wearing like a really colorful outfit that just looks very aesthetic, but will fail to learn anything from it. Their visual library will basically stay empty while the world keeps providing just endless free education, endless references. So the better path is to become obsessed with observing. Constantly seek and collect information from what you see. Don't just look at things, but analyze why they look the way they do. Why does this pose look static versus that one that looks much more dynamic? Just starting to practice observation alone will like double or like triple how fast you learn. I've said this before, but observation is probably one of the most important art skills there is. But who cares? Let's keep going in this terrible path. Here's where most artists will destroy their own potential by treating art like they treat watching TV. I'll draw when I feel like it. I should practice some more. Maybe tomorrow. This is the mindset that will keep amateurs amateur forever. You'll never develop the discipline needed to improve because art will remain something that you should do, not something that you must do. And to be fair, that might be fine by you. Maybe you don't really care to improve art that much at all. Maybe art is more like therapeutic for you, and that's cool too. But if you're more like me, hungry to improve and see results like fast, because I don't have much time in the day. If I'm gonna do something, I want it to bear as many fruits as possible. And for that, well, you gotta get more serious about it. Artists on the better path would have like a schedule that they stick to. Good artists have the same discipline about their practice that others do about their workouts. Because when you do something regularly for long enough, it kind of becomes a habit. It becomes a part of who you are, to the point where you'll move things out of the way to be able to do art instead of doing the opposite. But anyways, let's keep going down this path here. Seems inviting. Here's where artists will waste years of their lives. Not like actually, but you know, losing years of practice. And it's when they can't answer this simple question: why are you drawing? They might bounce around from style to style. Although I do that too. Like subject to subject with no clear direction. Like someone interested in becoming like a concept artist for video games, but all they'll be doing is drawing like cute portraits or fan arts of their favorite characters. There's a mismatch between your goal and what you're doing to get there. And maybe that is the problem, that there's no goal. Therefore, you can't really create an efficient path to get there. You're just kind of wandering around hoping like something good will happen. But the better path obviously would be to have a goal. And even if you don't have a goal just yet, maybe that should be your goal. to find your goal, to actively look for it. Try different things, maybe learn about different career paths. Again, it might be just as a hobby, but what the heck are you working towards? Because once you know, you'll be able to create an efficient plan to get there instead of wasting time on irrelevancy. All right, let's go this way. Oh no. Here's how you make your art journey as difficult as possible. Do it completely alone. No community, no connections, no feedback, no opportunity. Artists on the wrong path choose isolation, making their art journey a solo journey that is unnecessarily hard. They'll miss out on the motivation that a community brings and the different social pressures that will force you, push you to create at your best. Don't be an art hermit. The better path is to connect with others. Join communities, Discord servers, like forums even. Be a part of a group of peers that are around your level and help each other grow. Opportunities come from connections. And working as part of a community is a massive motivation boost. And by the way, if you're looking for like the best art community that you can find online, maybe more structure to your art studies, a professionally crafted study schedule maybe, then you should check out my art program with the link in the video description. If you find my YouTube content helpful, it's just a tiny fraction of all the knowledge packed into this massive program that you can get for a massive discount for just a couple more days only. Check it out with the link below to know exactly when the sale ends and see why over 28,000 students have joined so far. And talking about communities and opportunities, just a fun fact, but many students in our private school Discord have, ended up banding together and working together in the industry, connecting on different projects, and this has been awesome. And all of this because they chose the better path to come together, to join a community. All right, let's try this one. So step 8 on the worst path is maybe the most dangerous, and it's falling victim to the Dunning-Kruger effect. Thinking you know more than you do. And really that should be the telltale sign. Doesn't even need to be about art specifically, but if you ever find yourself thinking like, I know enough about this, like I've got this. No point in learning more, like it'll be diminishing returns. Well, at that moment, you're probably at the peak of Mount Stupid. Artists on this path won't see critique because they'll think that they're good enough already, but they're failing to understand that they're only seeing like the tip of the knowledge iceberg, the part that's hidden and unknown and much larger. The better path, of course, would be to seek critique and be humble, unless you're already a master artist, which you're not. There's gonna be a ton you don't know, and even more you don't know that you don't know. What? You'll gain so much by understanding this and actively seeking feedback to help reveal your blind spots. There are many of them. All right, let's go over here. Oh no. Step 9 on the worst path. Treating art like it exists in a vacuum. So these artists will wonder like why their amazing art gets 12 likes, while maybe not so amazing arts will get thousands. They have no real understanding of how the social media algorithm work, what even is supply and demand, like other basic marketing concepts. They'll feel helpless when their art doesn't get any attention. And actually this is something that most artists do very poorly at. It's like personal finances. Like it's kind of hard to find somebody who's got their finances in order, like not being behind on credit card payments, that kind of stuff. So yeah, the better path here would be to learn the basics of marketing and advertising. This is huge. They'll understand that there is a massive supply of art online, even more so now with all the AI garbage everywhere. So you'll need to work on the demand for your art. Find your niche, your audience. Maybe learn why people behave the way they do towards art. A little psychology, because nobody tells us to learn marketing as artists, but those who do have a much higher chance of becoming successful. But that's not the path for me right now. I want to take this one. The final step on the worst path. Seeing art and feeling discouraged instead of feeling motivated. Letting envy eat you alive instead of helping you fuel your passion. These artists will look at impressive work and think, I'll never be that good. Instead of thinking to themselves, it's achievable with hard work, clearly. Somebody's done it. I just gotta find out how to do it and I'll be able to do it myself. They get stuck in this comparison trap and never move forward. So the better path here obviously would be to turn envy into motivation. Maybe a little easier said than done, but just gotta remember that every artist you admire had to work incredibly hard to get to where they are. Use their success as proof that reaching a higher level is achievable, not as evidence that you're inadequate. Oh no, we're dead. Look, nobody is a bad artist if they recognize themselves in some of these patterns, but the difference between artists who succeed and those who don't isn't talent. It's just choosing the right path. Artists who will stay stuck are those that look at all of these things, become aware of all of this stuff, and still choose to do nothing about it. Because as soon as you start working on all the things we've seen so far, you're on the right track. So which of these hit closest to home for you? Let me know in the comments. I'm always gathering data. And as usual, I always read every message. But yes, there you go. I guarantee recognizing the pattern is half the battle. Just don't take the worst path. And to help you with that, maybe you're struggling with anatomy. Well, you should check out the video I posted last week about common anatomy mistakes. That's gonna appear right here in a second. I'll see you there.
My dad said this to me once. Do you want it? We were in Asda, like this supermarket, and I picked out like this drawing magazine, like this, you know, art magazine where you could color it in or whatever, and some crayons. And I asked my dad if we could buy it and, you know, could have it. And I still remember this memory of him. There was like a look of pain in his face, in his eyes. And he said, do you want it? And I went like, yeah. I just remembered this memory today because we probably were struggling financially, you know, in some ways, like, you know, working class family. And that phrase that my dad said, do you want it? And the look on his face, just today it made me realize like the meaning behind that was, okay, I'll get it for you if you really, really want it, but it's gonna cost me another hour of my life to make the money for this. Most fathers around the world who are working hard to provide, they don't actually have like amazing jobs that they love, but they do it for the purpose of their families. And when your little boy or your wife wants something, it can be quite normal to calculate the hourly cost of your life energy to buy that. Like, I don't know if you've ever done that before, but if you know how much money you can make in an hour, then when you see something that costs the same amount, that's like an hour of your life. Let's say if you work minimum wage in like the UK, it's like £8 an hour. If you make £8 an hour, and then you are randomly going through the store and there's something that you might want to get, like some energy drink and some bar of chocolate or some shit, and it's gonna be about £8, you should look at that and be like, it's not £8, it's an hour of your life. It's an hour that you will be in work for. Would you go to work for an hour to buy those things? To buy your son like some coloring book? Yeah, sure, like, you know, that's wholesome as fuck. But when you already don't like your life and you already don't like your job, it can be pretty fucking tough to like have those sweet moments with a genuine smile on your face. And it pains me, you know, to record this video and to talk about this, because I think there's so many fathers in the world right now. I think there's so many just people in general in the world who they hate their jobs. They really don't like their jobs. They don't like the way that they make money. But they do it for their family. They do it because they've got bills. But then all their life energy is just being sucked from them. And so when I thought of this, you know, I'm gonna sound kind of arrogant, but when I thought of this morning, I just thought to myself, like, man, thank God that I'm really fucking good at making money. I have the best business you could possibly have these days, which is, you know, I make content and I sell digital products. So my work hours are like 10 hours a week. This is my work task, think about it. I wake up, I put a bathrobe on, I press record, I record some of this content. This video is gonna make me like, I don't know, $500, $750, just this one video. And then I've got my whole catalog of videos passively getting me sales. Then I've got my main channel getting me sales. Then I've got my Instagram getting me sales. Every day I wake up, I get about 50 new sales in my low ticket program, which is $37 a month. So what's that? That's about 1.5K a day. Not per month, a day. And it's like passive as well. I don't have to do any more work once it's sold. So whilst I respect and, you know, I appreciate the sacrifice that our fathers made for us, I don't just want to leave it there with this wholesome message of like, yeah, you know, like, you know, money's really hard, guys, but you know, just provide for your family. Okay, sweet. If you're watching this and you're a young man and the idea of like, you know, you want to be like a strong father, you want to provide for your family, you want to be able to, you know, retire your woman so she doesn't have to work full time, and get your children like the best tutors on the planet or whatever, and get your children like tutors so they don't have to go to a public school, you can homeschool them, you can get all these health devices and healthy food and whatever. You want to, you know, have that life where you've got a fuck ton of money to spend so you can have an amazing quality of life and health and skills and whatever. Then just achieving that by working a job that you dislike is already a flex because you're helping your family. But achieving that by like working a business that you love, that contributes to others, that makes a fuck ton of money, that's the real ambition. And I genuinely believe what I'm about to tell you right now. I think making money is actually pretty fucking easy these days. It's like when you think about how making money used to be 20 years ago, 50 years ago, basically you just had to go work the best job you could find. And that would have been that's what our father's experiences, right? And that's fucking tough. So maybe you had to go to university, be a good boy, hopefully get into the right field, which is doing really well right now, be a doctor, work 60 hours a week, 70 hours a week, study for 8 years and stuff, and now you're on 60k a year or something. These days, it's like, bro, it's like blow up on social media. Every day there's a fucking 13-year-old who's blown up on social media and makes 60k a month, not a year. Like, do you realize the opportunity that we have? And it's so easy for people to watch this video and, you know, to hear this idea of like, yeah, social media businesses, it's, you know, money, whatever, and to say, no, you know, you all just got lucky and it's not that easy, it's not possible for me. It would be easy for you. It would be like so like normal for you to look at this and be like, yeah, but Hamza just got lucky and, you know, like, you know, it's not going to work for me. But I could have thought that as well. What if I had that belief 5 years ago? Then I would have never taken this seriously. If you have the belief that all this like new age internet money thing is all like a scam or a lie, then of course, bro, it's not gonna fucking happen to you. Of course it's not. But if you have the belief that some of these people that you see online must be telling the truth, because I 100% am telling the truth with like how much money I make, how many hours I work a week. Some of these people are telling the truth, and if you can just believe that, and you can think to yourself, you know what? If Hamza can do it, so can I. If I see, like, you see these channels that are blowing up, these Instagram influencers that are blowing up, anyone you see blow up is minimum making 5 to 10k a month from their content. Minimum, right? If they get a few 100,000 followers. But if they're good at monetizing, like if they've got a pretty decent product, we're talking 50, 100k a month. I'm on about 100k a month right now, so like their ranges, but roughly like 1.5 million a year is what I've been at for the last like 2 or 3 years straight now. That's a fuck ton of money to only be needing to work 10 hours a week, and it's literally a passion of mine to like press record, rant on these videos, you know, tell you like, yeah, stop being a fat motherfucker, stop being a pussy, post it, my editors, you know, clip it up a little bit, whatever, we post it onto Instagram, and then the rest of my day, I just go to the gym, I read books, I talk to people, I you know, I train and whatever. Making money is like so much easier, and if you have these big goals in your mind, you know, to provide for your family, and that moments where, you know, your child asks you for something and you want to make sure you can afford it without like the pain in your heart of thinking like, fuck, now I've got to go work an extra shift at this job that I hate. It's your duty. It is absolutely your duty to have a career or a business that not only provides for your family, but also is actually like genuinely like purposeful for you and something that you're actually passionate about. Because once you have that, like you're winning in life. I think most people's ambitions are so low where like for the average guy, what they're thinking of is like, okay, I want to make just enough money so that I can provide for my current family, like, you know, my parents and stuff, and eventually I can provide for my future family and my children or whatever. But my level of ambition's always been bigger than most guys. I want to do that, but I also want to enjoy my work at the same time. I also want it to feel like it's genuinely like a real passion of mine. I'm contributing to people that I care about. I want to make a fuck ton of money, not in the future, but in my 20s. And I know that sounds crazy, like, you know, here's the action step, bro. Get rich in your 20s, become a millionaire in your 20s. But there's really only one way that you could do that. Like, can you think of other ways? Think about it. How could you get rich in your 20s? Let's say you're like 21 years old right now. There's a few ways you could think of. Okay, maybe you become like a really famous singer or fighter or, you know, like athlete or something. But that's like, you'd kind of know if that was your path already. So it's probably not that if you're watching this. There's no career that could get you rich in your 20s, like millionaire in your 20s. Maybe like, no, actually, you know what? There's not. You know how straight away you might be thinking like, yes, there is like finance or being a neurosurgeon and making 200k a year or something. No, but for those things, you've got to study and do the whole internship and whatever. You might be able to make $1 million in your 30s, but not in your 20s. In your 20s, there's only one way to become a millionaire, and it's through business. And the business that I will constantly push down your fucking throat until you accept it is the exact one that I'm doing. Everyone else is telling you like, oh, dropshipping and agency and e-commerce, and they're all like bloated, fucking high stress businesses with 5 to 10 times the work hours that I do, with like lower profit margins. So when those motherfuckers tell you they make 100k like me, what they're not telling you is they only profit like 45k a month, whereas I profit a fucking 100k a month. Think about it, what's my expenses? My fucking editor, that's it. Like your expenses are very fucking small in this business model. So when I tell you 100k a month, like I keep most of that fucking 100k just gets stacked into my fucking net worth. Unlike everyone else who tells you, yeah, I make 100k a month, but they spend like 50k a month on their team and on ads and everything else. Imagine your work task, like you wake up, you record some content, you post on your Instagram stories a few times, you teach people about some niche of yours that you care about, and that makes a fuck ton of money. And then look, you could argue, yeah, but you know, like it's not guaranteed. Yeah, but what way to make money is guaranteed, motherfucker? Oh, but you know, you've got to get lucky. Okay, but what way to get rich like doesn't require a bit of luck? Of course, it's cause and effect. You know, when people say luck, they're usually like lazy little liberal little fucking retard pussies, right? Luck is just what the peasants refer to. You know, the rich people refer to it as just cause and effect. Cause and effect, you do the action, you get the result, and every 0.1% of times you do the action, there's a chance of getting 100 times the result. Rich people and intelligent people look at the game like maths. Poor people look at it with like luck and you know, this whole like vague bullshit that they feel like they've got no control over. But every disagreement you could say to this kind of business model, I could break it easily and tell you, bro, this is the fucking way. And the goal, like the reward is so high because it's not just about money. It's about making the money whilst you genuinely are contributing to other people. This isn't trading or dropshipping, some degenerate business model where you're just some fucking middleman trying to get a margin here or there and you're not actually helping anyone. It's like you're making educational content that's changing lives. Like the amount of guys who message me every day saying like, oh, you've changed my life. I'm in the gym because of you. I'm meditating because of you. I've been able to move out of my home. I'm productive. I'm more disciplined. I'm masculine. I've become a strong man. The fact that I've made like probably about just under probably about $3 million in the last like 5 years total, but most of it I've made in like the last 2 years, blows my mind because I would do this shit for free. I have this conversation with my friend like all the time when we're talking about working hard and we're talking about our businesses. I always try and tell everyone, it's like, try and think of the business you'll do for free, because that's the one you'll work hardest on, and also that's the one you'll be best at. Everyone chases the money like a little Jew, and it's so retarded to chase money in business, because when you're chasing money, you'll just probably about just under probably about $3 million in the last like 5 years total, but most of it I've made in the last 2 years. Blows my mind because I would do this shit for free. I have this conversation with my friend like all the time when we're talking about working hard and we're talking about our businesses. I always try and tell everyone, it's like, try and think of the business you'd do for free, because that's the one you'd work hardest on, and also that's the one you'll be best at. Everyone chases the money like a little Jew, and it's so retarded to chase money in business, because when you're chasing money, you'll be like, okay, well I can make money in this business model, and I can make money in this business model, and I can make money in this business model. It's like, yeah, you can make money in any fucking business or career. And your idea that like one is easier than the other isn't just fucking not true. You haven't done a real market analysis. You don't fucking know business, right? So then the real question should be, well, which vehicle is right for you, which you'd actually be passionate about and you'd be great at. And if it's gonna be talking on camera, or if it's gonna be writing, text for Twitter or something, this is a 10 out of 10 business model. Imagine if our fathers had a business like this when we were growing up. They only needed to work 10 hours a day. They were utterly fulfilled because they weren't working for some random company, some bullshit. They just had their own audience, their own online community that they were serving and helping. Imagine how fulfilled they would have been, and imagine that look of like pain that I can imagine on my dad's face when he asked me that question, do you want it? You know, he's like in pain because he's like, oh, if you want it, I'll buy it for you, but I'll need to work an extra hour to be able to afford this. Imagine if there was no pain in that face. Imagine if there was just pure joy of like, oh, you know, my son wants to be a little artist or something because he was making money in a stronger vehicle. Now, of course, this isn't, you know, being disrespectful. It's like, you know, our fathers worked very hard to get us to a certain point, but we need to become more ambitious. It's not just enough to provide for your family. You need to do it in a way where working is genuinely fun for you. That's the ultimate level that I want you to get to. That's the level that I've brought myself to, and I can't explain, like, my life feels like a fairy tale compared to like the average world. Like, I can't believe this is my work task. It doesn't even feel like real work. And then I make so much money. I've got infinite fucking money. I just travel and I go to the gym and I read books and I do whatever the fuck I want. And like, I work like literally about like an hour a day, even a little bit less these days. It's about 45 minutes. I record 2 videos a day, and then that's about it. Like, that's it. Like, and that makes me like a fucking million and a half profit a year. Like, that's fucking insane. You should be fucking typing like W in the chat for that, right? And it's like, bro, I genuinely don't think that I had some like special advantage or anything like that. I really don't think so. I think this is possible for you as well. It's not unrealistic to think 2 years from now, 3 years from now, you'd have 250,000 followers on any of these social media platforms. Some people get that in the first like 1 or 2 months, by the way. But I'm giving you 2 to 3 years. But when you've got that, when you've got 100,000 followers, bro, you're making 5, 10, 15, 20k a month from that minimum. Like, that's if you're shit at monetizing, right? If you've got 100,000 subscribers, maybe 200,000 followers on Instagram or Twitter or something, you're making like 5 to 10k a month from that if you've done it in the right way. It's not some bullshit faceless channel or something, but you know, it's you, it's your personal brand, it's educational. That's fucking beautiful, isn't it? But then you need to know that step by step, how do you actually build this business in a way that it makes money, and how do you actually grow and get the followers and what do you sell and everything. And then that would take me hours to explain, and that's why I made my program. Top link in the description. So if you want to be an educational content creator like me and my 600 students in there, you can join. Goodbye. Mwah.
Okay. 1 2 1 2. She is pretty though, but she smokes. Oh, she's also pretty, but she's Indian. I'm not Indian, she says. I'm not Indian, she says. Bro, the way you speak like Indian, my G. I don't speak Indian. I don't know what you mean. don't tell me what to do because you me entiende. Don't tell me don't do, my G. Because I'm not Daniel. Io, questo qua è figo, mi piace questo. Mamma mia, aspetta, devo mettere un po'. Comunque, Dio buono, i miei amici. Okay. Hello people, how you guys doing? I just took a break of drawing. Right now, I'm creating a thumbnail. Using some reference from My Hero Academia and like some anime reference just to create a thumbnail because I'm uploading a new video this evening. I don't know why you are from, so I'm gonna upload it this evening around 8-9. Gonna stream for at least 2 hours today, or maybe even more. Tomorrow, no, I'm not going to school, so I got more time to do shit I want. So give me time to read the message, okay? Ok, parte nostra. Che sei nel cielo, sai. Che il tuo nome è beato. Bro. Comunque questo qua è bello, mi piace. Padre nostro. God damn. Oof. I can't draw no more, people. I can't draw no more. I got no fantasy no more. I need my fantasy. I want to be like this guy over here. This guy's so damn good. You know what? I want to change something in my this in my keyboard. Okay, this is to pick a color to move, and I want this one to be rotate. So where should I go? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Help. Picture view. Select. Windows. No. Files. No. I think it's out, bro. Trying to talk get started manual now. Come on, brother. So I have to do it, new updates, bro. Dark mode, yeah. No, fuck that shit, bro. I'm being lazy. Oh, fuck, sure, not loud. Come on, G, come on. Okay. Hey, yo, okay. 1-2, 1-2. Just locking in right now. Give me a moment, please. Give me a moment. 1-2, 1-2. Hey, some hip hop music. Let's go. Hey. Hello, hello, hello. Anyone in chat, write in the comment. In the chat, anyone. All the same shit, bro. Come on, come on. Okay, All Might, All Might. I need some All Might reference. I think I'm gonna use some All Might reference. No offense, though. Okay, know what to draw. Hello, hello, hello. Damn, it's kind of complicated. It's not like it's complicated, but I'm out of ideas. Hello, hello, hello. Hey. Yeah, the music is done finished. It's time to change the music. Damn, my ear. Okay, I'll change the music. It's not that bad. I want to put some Japanese kind of step. Come on, give me something. Hey yo, how you doing, viewer? I know you're watching. I'm seeing the viewer count. How you doing? Come on, talk to my. Just say I won't bite. Okay, you get here in moments. Welcome back. Okay, I'm back.